Susan, would you want to take this for us and just assist young people who are hoping to go on steroids as to would you be considered should you be on steroids?
Please go off the steroids. It's not good for your health. Yes, no drugs. Nothing like. Please don't do that. Stay clean and do your best. That's all, please.
Thank you so much, and thank you for everyone for joining us in today's session. We're going to be narrowing it down and closing it off in the next few minutes, but we just want to give our panelists their parting shots. What is their message to young people who want to join the different industries that are there? What is it that they would need to do? I mean, there was a view that you need to be very disciplined, especially when you join the South African National Defence Force. And I suppose discipline is not only just for the South African Defence Force, but generally in life. You need to be disciplined if you want to achieve your dreams. But before that, we're going to be taking a few comments that came through that are quite positive. We have Ibizo van der Ramet, who says, very insightful session and information for those who want to venture into the aviation space. They're thanking you for your inspiring stories as well. They're just sending massive shout outs to all of you. And they're saying they're very super proud of you and your strides and the achievements that you would have made as young people in different spaces of your life. So we really just want to send a massive shout out to all of the young people and of course those who are over 35. We love you so much. As the National Youth Development Agency, actually come to me. I'm going to be your greatest ally. Thank you so much for joining into the session. And we really do hope that this information that you would have taken from today, please don't keep it to yourself. Please share it with other young people who may want to join the South African Defence Force. Of course, different areas in the South African Defence Force. As you would have heard, you can be an engineer. You can also be a chef. The South African Defence Force is an economy on its own. There is no skill that is not there in the South African Defence Force. So please do share this information with all young people that might not have been able to join today's session. And there's a massive shout out to the NYDA team. Andile in the background, they're saying, thank you, NYDA team. It was a great session. Thank you. But I'm going to be handing over to my panelists, and we're going to be starting with Susan. What is your message to young people? What are those considerations that they would need to make if they're still in high school, if they, of course, maybe they're in university and they may want to join the South African Air Force? What is it that they may want to consider? And what is your advice to young people today? Susan?
Sure, that's a loaded question there. Sure. What would I want to say? Just the Air Force, as been said, is not just pilots. It's a whole economic, like you just said, and we do have chefs, we have HR people, we have the technicians on the ground, we have ops personnel, and even if you love dogs and you want to be a dog handler, we have that as well. So please, if you have a dream and if it is a calling, because the military is a calling, it's hard work, it can be lonely sometimes, and dusty and hot and cold all at the same time, and sweaty, but in the end it's so totally worth it. And if it's your dream, please join. Don't let anybody deter you from your dream, and just go for it and be strong, please. We're a community, we're a family, and we are working together for one dream and one purpose. So please, and good luck. That's from me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Susan. That was Susan, the one who in the forefront there, the Roy Falk. If you don't know what the Roy Falk is, you and I can't be friends. You and I cannot even know each other. Please go and Google what the Roy Falk is. One of the greatest inventions that has come out of South Africa, a very powerful helicopter. For those of you that would have watched the president's inauguration, when the air show actually happened, go and watch what the Roy Falk can be able to do. And Susan is one of the pioneering pilots that are there flying the Roy Falk on behalf of South Africa and, of course, the commander-in-chief, who is President Cyril Ramaphosa. Ayema, what is your parting shot? What is your message to young people? We're so excited for you. We're so excited that in the next couple of months, the next couple of years, you're going to be charting commercial planes. And when we get an opportunity to just leave South Africa in a flight, you're going to be the captain there, tuning in and saying, we welcome you to South African Airways. What is your parting shot to young people? What is your message?
My message would be brave, confident, ask questions, do your research, be driven and put in the hard work. Don't be afraid to ask for help. It's not an easy journey at all, but it's worth every second. Just so in the sky. And it's possible. You'll feel defeated, you'll feel demotivated at some point because it really tests you, but it's possible. You'll get through it. You just have to put in 150% of the work, and to say, black child, it's worth it. You can do it. The sky's not the limit anymore.
Thank you so much. He says the sky is not the limit anymore because you're going to be in the sky. So we're going to be reaching beyond. After we take the wings, we're going to be going to the galaxy and seeing if we can be astronauts. But I think the message for today that comes from IM is that it can be done. It's possible, but nothing comes easy. You need to be able to put in the hard work and ensure that you achieve your dreams, because your dreams are valid and they are possible. Let's go to the twins. It's so exciting when I saw that you guys are twins. I'm like, wow, this is so motivating. Both of you, are doing amazing in the Navy. Scuba diving, and I heard you counting the meters, 6 meters, 30 meters. You're doing underwater welding, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, you are doing welding underwater. That is exceptional. And you're speaking about explosives underwater. My God, we cannot thank you enough for just blowing us away. And what is your parting shots? What is your message to the youth of Saudi and motivating them to reach for the stars?
It's important to consider the potential risk, the benefits, and the opportunities that comes with it. Do your research when it comes to different branches that we have within the Defense Force, talking to current or former members of the Defense Force, like understanding the specific roles and the responsibilities that would assist you into choosing the right path that you want within the military. And just in addition to that, it's very important to consider your own values, your goals, and aspirations. It will be very in determining if the military life or career is the right path for you. I mean, if you are mentally and physically strong, I don't think there's any challenges that there's nothing that will bring you down in the Defense Force if you have those two mindsets right.
Thank you so much to our panelists for today. We cannot thank you enough for not only breaking barriers, but showing us that it can be done, showing us that tables that we could not previously sit on as women, as young Black people, as disadvantaged people, those barriers have been broken and the tables are there and available for us to be able to take a seat. Thank you for holding the door open. But most importantly, thank you for sharing your time with us. There's nothing as valuable as time, because the time you've given us, we cannot be able to compensate you for it. Thank you for being selfless in sharing your journeys with us and just giving us your 4 eyes, your glasses, your spectacles to be able to walk this journey with you and see the type of work that you do in your line of service for South Africa, for the people of South Africa. We really want to appreciate you. We really want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for leaving an indelible mark today in the lives of young people, in the lives of different colleagues in the National Youth Development Agency, but South Africa in general, and showing us that it can be done, showing us that it is possible, showing us that there's absolutely nothing that is beyond our reach. And thank you for reminding us that everything that we do, we need to be able to do our research, learn as much as we can, go out there, put ourselves out there, ensure that we're ever ready for the ever-changing world that we live in. And we cannot thank you enough. If we could enter and give you hugs and just say thank you, thank you, thank you for motivating all of us and reminding us that as young people who are 18, we can definitely be pilots. We can definitely do this thing. There is nothing under the sun that is beyond our reach. Thank you so much. Thank you a million. And thank you to the South African Defence Force for releasing you and allowing you to speak to young people. Please thank your superiors for us, that we really do appreciate that they've released you just to have a conversation with the youth of South Africa and just give them a bit of insight and motivation and inspiration with regards to the different types of opportunities that exist in the South African Defence Force. That is it from us today, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Karabo Mohale. I'm the Executive Deputy Chairperson of the National Youth Development Agency. And thank you so much for joining our Stay Lit session. You can recommend to us what conversation you want us to have next. If you want us to bring astronauts, we're going to bring astronauts for you. The NYDA makes everything possible. And thank you so much for the technical team for supporting us. And of course, this would have not been a success if it wasn't for the audience that joined us and made this a very interactive session. And of course, a massive shout out to the Deputy Minister of Women, Youth and Persons with Disability for joining us today and just sending a massive shout out to young people of South Africa. Thank you and have a lovely day further.